Yo, guys, it's Old Man G here. We are back. We are back again. It's Friday. It's the weekend. Some people are at work. Abdullahi's disappeared. But we are back with our weekly Red Devil Live podcast. We've got a lot to talk about, a lot of themes. But just remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter and smash the notification button for latest news and football news. But we're talking about European football right now. I'm joined by Abdullahi. Ahmed, Damien, and Josh will be coming back shortly. Guys, how you doing?
I'm good.
Everything's good, man. Through to the Champions League quarterfinals.
Yeah. Well, let's Ahmed. Okay, be real. In the first half, were you a little bit concerned?
You guys are overreacting, man. I was chilling, having popcorn, watching the game, relaxed.
I'm not
The
gonna
only
lie.
guy who stressed me was Kurzawa, to be honest, because that guy gave me nightmares. But other than that, I thought that Pochettino would say something in the second half, and he obviously did it. So I think we played much better in the second half than the first one.
I literally when Messi had that penalty, I literally was remembering the words you said about on your life, and I was like,
Devil. I knew it's gonna be that penalty. I knew it.
Please let this not backfire, because it would just have gone so bad if that was the case, man. Abdullah, you were saying something.
When he wanted to take the penalty, I told my brother, Messi's missing. He said, why? I said, his body language for me doesn't look okay. When he wanted to take the penalty, it was like, it's high, his body language was like, I said, Messi is missing this penalty. It doesn't look confident at all. Lionel Messi, I've seen, doesn't look confident in that penalty, and he missed it. I was like, I told you, it's missing that penalty. It doesn't look confident. It's like, what's Messi doing? The confidence. You've been doing this for like how many years already? You don't need to be feared.
To be fair to Messi, I don't think he's particularly a good penalty taker. Like, if you remember, as a Chelsea fan, you remember the penalty that he missed in that
2012.
Yeah, exactly. You guys, they go through, probably win.
Yeah,
Barca, you know. So
I remember.
He crumbles under pressure. He's not like Mount.
Talk about Goat Mound. Talk about Goat Mound in a second. Right.
I don't want to talk about Mount, please. Not this more discussion, please, guys, please.
I thought you were a supporter now. Aren't you?
See. I see. This is where the problem is. It's like saying Scott McTominay is the best player in United, and you give him 1v1 against goalkeeper. You know he's missing it. He's not scoring 1-on-1. He's missing it.
Scott McTominay has had a better season than Thiago at Liverpool. Let's be real.
Yeah, I know.
Shout out to everyone who's also watching as well. Remember to like, appreciated. Josh is like two of you in here. I don't know what's going on. Right. So this is the first topic, really. I think I'm generally interested to see what the panel's thoughts are on this, and that is the Champions League reform. Now, I'm going to quickly just share the BBC News article. It's been covered in a lot of places, but essentially, I'll just get it up here just so everyone can just see it. So can everyone see that?
Yeah.
So basically, just to summarize, plans for reform 36 team, because obviously it's now, I think, 24, isn't it? Is it 20?
24.
It's 32, yeah, because you then file to round of 16. So 36 team Champions League, which would start in 2024, could be agreed at the end of this month. And then just going into what it would look like, apparently, Ajax chief Edward van der Sar is the one that's leading the change. And so instead of, and this is the key thing, instead of 8 groups of 4 playing 6 games each, that's the current group stages that we have right now, what they're saying is 4 teams would play 10 matches against opponents of varying strengths decided on each club's UEFA rankings. So essentially, you have a whole table of you have all the 36 teams in one table, but those 36 teams only play 10 matches, and they'll play 10 matches against teams presumably based on their coefficient ranking, and then depending on how many points they acquire, they will then proceed to the traditional like knockout competition. I mean, it sounds very sketchy, if I'm perfectly honest. I mean, it says results in these matches would form an overall table which, along with some 2-legged playoffs, would determine qualification for post-Christmas knockout rounds, so round of 16. It sounds very sketchy. And obviously Los Colchoneros says, don't fix what's not broken, man. So unnecessary. And Rich says, I don't like it. There's already loads of games, too much seeding as it is. Exactly, because people would, teams would have to obviously play another additional 4 games to the traditional group stage, and I'll add further fixture congestion to what's already going on now. And Red likes to drop a like, please do. So I'm going to go straight to Ahmed first, man. What are your thoughts on this? Like, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Like, how do you see it?
Wait, who came with the idea? You said someone.
So I think it's Edwin van der Sar is pushing it, but I think he's in talks with the current UEFA president.
Van der Sar he's a sporting director of Ajax, right?
I think he came up with the idea, but I think
it makes sense because Ajax aren't one of the big teams, so it's easier for them in that regard. If they play against the teams in their level and have a chance of going through. I think it destroys it. Let's say every top team in Europe plays with each other, because that's the system, right? If you play with the level you are on, it would be boring because the excitement of the Champions League is when you play the big games in the knockout stages. So for me, no, I'm totally against it because, as the guy said, don't fix something that aren't broken right now. So I think it's completely unnecessary.
I agree, and I think it over convolutes things. Damien, what are your thoughts?
I mean, the only thing this really does is like competitiveness. You know, I mean, I did heard this before, but I didn't really look into it. But you know, it does seem like you said, very sketchy. But I mean, it would help, you know, teams like Ajax to play, you know, I don't know, like maybe like a Lyon, like, you know, their type of level. But it would also destroy, like, you know, like PSG playing like Real Madrid, you know, like one of those things. Because like I like it whenever it's like in the knockout stage. Because like it means something. While this just means like just to qualify. So yeah.
I mean, to play devil's advocate for a second, obviously UEFA, they obviously want to include more teams because they want to expand things, like they did with the Euros, for example. And let's be real, football is a business, and they want to make as much money as possible. And in this new format, you're more likely to see big clashes in the group stages, more of them than you were in the round of 16.
Yeah, Red Devil.
Go on. Yep.
And the thing is, you said it would be based on the UEFA rankings, right?
UEFA coefficient. So yeah, UEFA coefficient ranking. Yeah, I'll actually quickly get them up.
Because that thing is the most corrupted thing I've ever seen. It's so stupid, man. They do it so shittly. I think it's like if United wins the Europa League, they get more points than the team who came to the semi-finals in the Champions League. So for me, it would never work. And is it based on because it's different type of ranking. Sometimes it's based on 1 year. Sometimes it's based on 10 years. So for me,
I will quickly just show you what the current. I think from what the rank I've got. Language, man. Language. There's kids watching. Right. Let me quickly share the. So here is the club coefficient ranking here. Does everyone see that?
Yeah.
Like how is Barcelona, Juventus second and third? Like, come on.
I think it's like historically.
No. This is based on 2020-21. So
yeah, that's the thing.
Bayern first, FC second, Juve, Real Madrid fourth, Atleti fifth, City is sixth, PSG is seventh. To be fair, Ahmed.
Yeah, like United are in front of Liverpool, and United are in the Europa League. Like,
yeah, I don't actually understand. Actually, how are Liverpool? And the thing is, Arsenal
It's corrupt. It's corrupt.
When was the last time Arsenal in the Champions League?
How are Arsenal 11 in the UEFA position? What is going on?
Where's Chelsea?
Where is Chelsea?
Where's Chelsea, Abdullahi?
Chelsea?
It's corrupt. I think the guys is corrupt. UEFA is one of the most corrupt people in world football. They are
Chelsea have a lower coefficient ranking than Sevilla, Arsenal, and Dortmund.
And Borussia Dortmund.
And Spurs. Well, to be fair to Spurs, they did get to a CL final recently. I don't know whether that. When was the last time Chelsea actually progressed farther than the round of 16?
I think like PSG. Like I think
in
the quarterfinals.
Into 2000 and is it 16 or 17?
Yeah, I think it's one of those.
I think what Rich says, and obviously what Damon said, was that they have a rule that some teams could qualify based on historic reasons rather than current form. And why I thought this is a good topic to bring up is because there's a wave of reforms that are going to happen for the Champions League that aren't being talked about, and they're being discussed at the end of the month, and everything's just been very quiet and silent. And one of those, as part of this, is the idea that qualification for the Champions League is based on this coefficient history as opposed to league progression. So that, and the reason why they want to do that is to basically dissuade this idea of a breakaway Super League, etc. Try and keep as many people happy as possible without the temptation for the big clubs, historically big clubs, to break away and form a Super League. So based on that, do you think it makes sense, that they're doing things this way? And then also, and I'll start with Abdullahi, what's the weirdest team on this coefficient ranking? Like, who actually deserves to be here? Like, let me know what your thoughts.
Arsenal doesn't deserve it. Arsenal doesn't deserve it. Take them out of that equation at the moment. A little bit. I would say Tottenham deserve it because Tottenham has been a little bit okay, maybe Champions League, Europa League, and everything. But Arsenal.
I mean, they did made Champions League for 20 years.
I mean, they did go to a Europa League. Does a Europa League semi-final count? They've been in the Europa League final and semi-final in recent years. So I don't know whether that's why they're higher up, whereas Chelsea have not even been close to a semi-final in any European competition for a while. So
is that how they look at it?
I mean, Chelsea did win the Europa League 2 seasons ago.
Oh yeah, they did actually. Okay,
won the Europa League. What's going on?
I've got no idea.
Yeah,
exactly. We won the Europa League. So why is all this? I don't know what's going on with this. Thing is corrupt, man. It's even rigged. It's rigged. It's corrupt. Corrupt people. I keep saying this. Imagine Chelsea finishing beating Atletico. You know what's gonna face? Bayern Munich. That's what they're giving Chelsea. It will happen. I'm very sure.
Wait, how is Juventus, Barcelona in front of Real Madrid? That's my biggest question.
Well,
where's Real Madrid?
Quarterfinals.
Yeah,
they have won 3 years in a row. So
yeah, I don't get Juventus being ahead of Real Madrid either if it's based on history.
Yeah, they only won 2.
And I think, but it's recent history. They haven't won it. They haven't even won a Champions League in the 21st century. I know they got two finals, but Real Madrid have won them.
Barcelona should get points deducted because they lost 8-2.
It should be based on. It should be based on. But at least they progressed somewhat, so I can't really fault there. But I guess just I'm getting the general opinion that people don't think it's a good idea, but I'm getting the impression that this sounds like it's going to be an inevitable thing. So, who do you think? And I ask Josh here. Who do you think are the teams that are regular CL participants that you think that are going to benefit from these changes?
Could you get up the list again?
Or what, the coefficient?
Definitely Bayern.
So who are the teams that you think that will benefit from this new?
I think, like you said, if it's going to be a league format, do you have any idea how often it would be?
The fact that
How
Salzburg.
often the games would be? Any
How
idea about
bad,
that?
sorry, how bad at Inter Milan now that FC Salzburg, a club.
Atalanta's
No, Inter better win the league, fam. They better.
Sorry, I've got off topic. What are you saying, Josh?
I was saying, was there any indication of how often the games would be for this? Because you got to think, teams with like really big squads, like Man City's and Bayern Munich's, they'll do very well in this kind of format.
So you think that it will benefit the teams that have the higher squads?
Absolutely. You see it with this season. I mean, Liverpool have had so many injuries. United, Arsenal, Chelsea had loads of people with COVID and stuff. Who else? Villa had a whole damn. They couldn't put a squad out for the FA Cup because people had COVID. But City have 2 or 3 like first teams. Some people couldn't even put out like a second team recently. So if that's the case with everything that's going on, I could imagine City and Bayern Munich would benefit from this. I mean, Bayern Munich could just bought up a Mancano. Who are they going for next? Some other whoever else is going to be the standout Bundesliga this season.
We can hear you, Abdullahi. Go on, finish your point, Josh.
Nah, so I don't know. I don't think it's a bad idea, honestly. I mean, look where Arsenal are.
Yeah, of course you.
So, I mean, that's based on the fact as to whether like qualification for the Champions League will still be based on on league format, or whether they're going to take historical success and stuff for the qualification. So I think there'd be a lot more of an uproar if the qualification for the Champions League was based on
BS.
I mean, I'm looking at some of these, like, I mean, UEFA basically saying that even Leicester City are a bigger club than AC Milan.
I don't even know anymore.
Some of these rankings, man, are just like, geez, Anyway, I'm getting distracted by it. But does anyone have any other thoughts on these Champions League reforms and how they see it going? Ooh, were you about to say something, Damien?
No. I just wanted to unmute.
Last question, I just want to see Arsenal get slapped. And Red Devil, as long as the knockout stages will normally say do, I'm fine with it because I don't really care about the group stages anyway. And that's the thing. And that's
whoever that is, you need to worry about beating damn AC Milan first. Never mind worrying about Arsenal. Anyway.
They are Atletico Madrid fans, so I guess they have to worry about beating Chelsea. But
even worse.
But the point is, yo, Chief, what's up, man? But the point is that like, I think Gosh has a point in that this is just the group stage. The knockouts will carry on the same. So, don't you guys think that it will at least make the group stages more interesting, or do you think it will still destroy things? Ahmed, I must have gone. And Josh or Damien?
Wait, what was the question again?
So basically, what Los Carcinero said, where like the knockout stage is still going to be the same. So don't you think that this might actually make the group stage more interesting as a counterpoint?
I mean, wait, so like it's like a top 10 like table?
No, so essentially there's going to be like it'll be a full table, I think, of 36 teams.
Oh.
That's the impression I'm getting. So everyone is in the same like table, I think. It looks like they won't have multiple groups. What they'll do is that based on the coefficient, they'll say, right, like, you know how they draw teams into the group stage already, right?
Yeah.
They draw teams based on like their coefficient and where they are, etc. So I think what they'll do is that rather than draw them into groups, which is what they do now, based on the coefficient, they'll say, right, this team is playing against this team. So you have a list of teams, and then you basically draw out all the teams that will play against each other based on the coefficient, rather than allocating them to groups. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So do you guys think that the group stage will be a lot more interesting as a result of it? Like you'll see, because your teams will be playing 4 additional games now, and they'll be against different teams. So essentially, instead of playing 2 games against the same 3 teams, you might be playing 1 game against 9 different teams. Does that not make the group stage interesting?
Yeah, it certainly does, because you get to finally like see like proper competition against like the best against the best. I mean, the only like league that I see like benefiting from this is probably the Bundesliga, because they play less games than they play 34, so they play 4 less games. So, and you also have like a break, so they might have to shorten that break. So it'll probably like even it out with the Bundesliga. But for like the rest of the leagues, it'll be everywhere, and it'll probably get a lot of players injured. So personally, I'm not for it. I feel like the Champions League, right now it's fine. So why destroy it? With something that not everyone's used to. So
fair enough. No, fair enough, Chief. Just quick few comments. Vilton says, "Yo, what's up, Red? How Europa League?" Vilton, you should be on, and you're not on. So like, let's just I'll take the L. Of course, I'll take the L. But you're playing against Atalanta next week with a tenuous lead. So let's just wait. Let's just wait. SSB2 says this is just the people the top 1 at the end of the day, and I think I agree with that as well. The top 16 outvotes will go to the knockouts. I think from what I've read, it looks like it will be the top 8, and then there might be some other teams going via a knockout 2-legged playoff system or something. So, but you know how complicated it'll be. And shout out to Rasmus chat. Thank you so much. Right, let's quickly move on, guys, to our next topic. And I think hopefully this will be a big topic. Ronaldo Messi, end of an era. Juventus obviously getting knocked out in unfortunate circumstances. Ronaldo really, if I'm honest, didn't really do much. And then Messi actually did.
This year, thank God there's no 8-2 this year. We're happy.
Exactly. And the thing is, to be fair to Barca this year, it's weird. Like the performance that they had a very, very good performance. So at least they got knocked out, but they got knocked out fighting, which I respect more. So even though they lost in the second leg, that you saw them play. But regardless, and I'll go straight to Ahmed, because I'm sure you have some strong thoughts about this. Is this basically the end of the Ronaldo and Messi era? Is it done? Is it finished? Is there just nothing more we can expect any more from these guys?
Cristiano Ronaldo, he's done. He has been done for a long time. I know the argument for him over the years of being Penaldo and a tapping merchant hasn't been true particularly, but this season he's a definition of a penalty merchant and a tapping merchant. Because when this guy doesn't score a tapping or a penalty, he either dies for penalties or do nothing. He literally a ghost, the definition of a ghost.
Wait, but like he only scored in Serie A, he's only scored 4 penalties out of 20 goals.
And the other ones are tappings, man. But I'm telling you, I watch all the Juventus game, or most of them. When he doesn't score, he contributes with absolutely nothing. Still Messi, if you watch Messi play for Barcelona this season, he makes a lot of second assists, a lot of good passes, through balls, key passes. He's always involved in the Barcelona team. But for me, Juventus, Cristiano, is a setback. I think Cristiano makes it worse for them, because if you watch that game in the Champions League, man, the worst man on the pitch, it was obviously Cristiano, and Pirlo didn't take him off because you can't do that. It's Cristiano.
Wilson seems to agree with you. Disagree with you, Ahmed. It says apparently you hate.
No. This is facts. Ronaldo only gets support from United fans and Real Madrid fans, or they call him the GOAT. I like. Have you ever seen a United fan calling Ronaldo shit? No, they will always big him up, even though he has been shit this season. And same with Real Madrid fans. We need to look. He's old.
What do you think?
He should go to MLS. He should go to MLS. The guy is done, man. He's done with football.
No, why does he go to the French league? Could he not get some extra legs in the French league?
Listen, if he came to PSG, I would demonstrate. I would be outside the Parc des Princes and demonstrate.
You don't think that a team of Mbappe, Neymar, and Ronaldo would be banging in Champions League titles on it?
No, never. If we get Messi, that's a different story because this guy still can play, and is playing on a very high level. Like in both games against PSG, I thought Barcelona's best player by far was Messi in both legs, and obviously he assisted to the penalty in the first leg and scored the absolute rocket in the second one. So for me, and it's realistic because Messi is like 2 years younger, so I expect this because Ronaldo, he's done. At this age, it's hard to keep up with the goal scoring records he has. So for me, I think he should like save his record, save his credibility.
Well, that's how you play because I mean Zlatan obviously.
Yeah, but Zlatan is different breed, man. Zlatan. His body is built different.
Yeah, like a lion. Last time I checked, like a lion.
For me, like look, Cristiano is a very good, talented striker, and I think he's a good leader as well. But for me, when Zlatan joins the team, he just lifts everyone because that's the aura he has. I don't think Cristiano can be compared mentally and leadership in the same way. But player-wise, like Zlatan isn't the same like he was before, obviously. But the leadership he has like improves everybody in the pitch. That's why I think he's still useful.
SB agrees. I'm speaking facts, which a lot of Juve. CR7 is not the same player he once was. Messi got 2-3 years left at the top level, and that's fair. If CR7 finishes, what is Messi? Well, that's the thing. I mean, I think, and I want to take my unbiased, to one side and sort of say that you saw the difference. I think right now, obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo is older. That's the first thing. So to expect him to do things he was doing when he was 33, which was winning Champions Leagues,
but Red Devil, it's not about that, man. The problem I have is when he scores a penalty or a tap-in, and people didn't even watch the game. I see Twitter accounts like BR Sports put out the GOAT. That man hasn't done nothing for 90 minutes. You just scored a tap-in, you hyping you up. No, man.
Josh, what are your thoughts on this Messi Ronaldo era being over?
Well, I mean, BR Sports BR football is an absolute joke. Don't take anything they say seriously. They're disgusting. But I don't know, man, because when I saw Cavani come to the Premier League, and I do like Martial, I think he gets a lot of unnecessary stick because Man United are way better with Martial than they are without. Even if he doesn't get goals, he does. He holds up the ball very well, and he's a good outlet. He's probably the best finisher for me inside the box, even though he's been a bit poor this season. But when I saw Cavani come to United, this guy's he's an animal and he's in shape. Why couldn't Ronaldo come back to the Prem? He's in shape. He might be not as my man Ahmed saying, he's a tap-in merchant, but get the tap-in. He still win games with tap-ins.
Josh, have you seen this guy dribble?
I watched that Porto game. He was terrible. But what I'm saying is,
even dribble, man.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, at teams like United, City, etc., you get lots of chances, and he's clinical at the end of the day. Cavani, you look how clinical Cavani is, man. I watched that. I don't know if it was Southampton or West Ham. I think it might have been Southampton where he came back.
Yeah,
this guy's just bullet header, bang, and then a shot there, like Ronaldo can do that too. So I don't think these guys are finished just yet. But yeah. I think Messi especially, he needs to leave Barcelona just with the contract situation. You know, he's getting paid a lot of money. I think he should go to City. He's going to have to work hard, though, in that Pep team. But I think he should go to City. And I think Ronaldo's not done either. I think he gave it one last hurrah. If Mbappe leaves, I could maybe see Ronaldo going. Maybe. But
is Mbappe going to leave, do you think, Josh? I know Ahmed has strong support, strong opinions about that.
I've got a soft spot for PSG, and I know I'm an Arsenal fan, but I have a soft spot for Poch too. I like that guy, man. He's a like, you can tell he's a genuine guy. There's no how can I say? He's an upfront guy. You know, he doesn't do all the like politics. You know, he doesn't do all the mind games, all that crap. He's just an honest guy, man. And I love the way PSG play. You know, Verratti's always been one of my favorite players because he's just, on his day, I don't know if there's a better midfielder in the world. I don't know why he doesn't get the recognition that like a Pogba. Pogba's great, but he's not better.
HH is the one causing this one. HH is the one causing my coverage.
Josh.
Yeah.
You're actually speaking so much facts right now.
Like I've watched Verratti for so long, and this guy's a baller, man. You don't get the ball off him.
Best midfielder in the world.
He's a decent defender. His passing is impeccable. Anybody remember the game Liverpool lost to PSG in the group stages a while ago? I think it was Milner, Wijnaldum, and Henderson in midfield. Verratti made them look like John Joe Shelby and Fellaini and El Neni. Like, yo.
Hey, chill. And then he scored a banger.
I know. Respect the best Egyptian in the league. But for real, though, they're not done yet. There's no way. These guys are the ghosts for a reason. Haaland and Mbappe, the torch isn't just... You remember, Muhammad Ali giving the torch in the Olympics. The torch isn't just ready just yet. Not yet. Not yet, in my opinion.
Well, we have someone in the back. Vilton, who I'm sure was hearing the smoke. Vilton.
I'm still at work, but I just had to come on and get on. What is this guy Clown Amadi saying, bro? Bro, please, enough. I know you don't like Cristiano. I know you hate on Cristiano. I don't know why you hate on him. I'm not saying the guy's the GOAT. I've never said Cristiano's the GOAT. But you can't say he's finished. He's 36. Do you expect him to get the freaking ball in midfield and dribble past the entire team and score goals?
But that's why it's finished, Wilton.
Okay,
that's the
if
reason
it's finised, what is Messi then? Because
Messi's
at that
still
age,
balling.
the age Messi's at, Cristiano was doing three-peats with Real Madrid. He was scoring goals left and right in the Champions League. So what is Messi if Cristiano is finished? I'm not trying to be like a Cristiano fanboy. It's just that the way you describe the guy, you say he's a penalty merchant. The guys
this season
only 4 of them are penalty in the Serie A. So,
but
you say he's a tap-in merchant. What do you want Cristiano to do? Do you want him to be like Neymar, get the ball, just dribble around? Like, he's 36.
If he can make,
he doesn't have the legs to do that anymore.
If he can make 10 successful dribbles in a season, I will give him respect.
I don't think see, I'm not a stat person. I'm not a stat person, but I guarantee you could go look at the stats. I'm pretty sure he has. I'm not a stat merchant. I'm pretty sure he has done more dribble than what you're telling him that he hasn't done.
He failed at the eye test as well.
Because what you're saying doesn't make sense. I don't know why you hate Cristiano. Like, what did he do to you? Like, I'm sorry he broke your heart, but like, you don't have. I don't think they're finished. To be honest with you.
So you don't wait. So Vilton. So you don't.
To be honest with you, I don't think they're finished. I think that they still have it in them. I think Messi has to leave Barcelona for sure, because I don't see how Messi wins the Champions League.
Have to leave?
If he doesn't leave Barca.
Does Ronaldo have to leave?
Cristiano, he has to leave Juve. Let's be real, guys. The project failed. So I don't think they're finished just yet. But just stop disrespecting the guy, bro.
No.
Oh my God, just stop.
I'm not saying
like it's
that his career has been
bro.
shit.
So just stop.
Wilton, I'm not saying his career has been shit. I'm just saying right now the guy is finished. He's done because he's so bad in each game. And fair enough, he scores some tap-ins, and I think that's fair enough for a striker. But if you're the best player in the world, if you're one of the best, you should still contribute with something in the team. Like, he's making Juventus worse right now. For me, like, as Josh said, it's similar to Cavani. The guy can still play. If he goes to another team, he can still score goals. But is it that player that the best teams needs? Like, we didn't need Cavani anymore because he was so bad for us. I don't think Juventus need Ronaldo anymore because he's so bad right now. But he can still do work at United or Arsenal. But as a top player, as one of the best, he's finished for me. Easy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Abdullah, I don't think any thoughts. Abdullah, what are your thoughts on this? Is the Messi and Ronaldo era over?
Red Devil, we can have a peace of mind. For 15 and 20 years, it has been Ronaldo Messi. Ronaldo Messi. And I don't want to go into this debate of Ronaldo Messi because it got me frustrated and mad. I don't want to rant anymore. This era has to finish. Done, finish, go. Finito. Bye-bye. Finish. I am getting angry with this.
Yeah,
Messi.
but bro, then it's gonna be Mbappe and Haaland next.
We're going to talk about.
We're ready for that.
Next,
10 years is been. People will tell me Messi hasn't won the World Cup, but it's the GOAT. I don't want to have that conversation about that. I don't want to have a conversation about that because for me, he's not the GOAT because he hasn't won that World Cup. I'm holding the Messi for that. No Copa America, no World Cup, not a GOAT. No, I don't want nothing from me. I don't want to hear that. It pisses me off when I hear that. No, I don't want to hear that. That era has to be officially over. Finish. Nothing more. Now it's Kylian, Mbappe, and Haaland. Let's go. These are the new era.
Let's go.
Let's go. Ronaldo Messi is officially done. Done. Finish.
SSB says is Abdullah at his job. I think just
I'm at work, man.
Dedication, man. He's at his job doing
the grind never stops.
Cybersecurity.
The grind never stops.
Who else isn't? Damon, sorry. What are your thoughts on this era? Messi, Ronaldo, is it over?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can obviously see that, both don't, impact on, teams as they used to. They're obviously declining. I don't think they're finished just yet, but I feel like one more year, I feel like we're going to see a major drop. I think that, the performances, especially with Cristiano, I mean, wasn't the best, against Porto. I mean, he only gave an assist to, Chiesa's goal, but other than that, he didn't really do much. Messi too, I mean, he did score a banger, but, at the end of the day, we still lost 5-2. So, it's clear to see that, both doesn't, impact, on the pitch as it used to. But
well, I mean, if he scores that penalty, then you never know what's going to happen. So
easy.
Well, it's top players. I mean, I was told that scoring penalties was easy. That's all I'm saying. So, but certainly some men have to learn from other men.
The GOAT, man. The GOAT don't miss penalties. That's what I was told, that he's the greatest of all time, bro.
I never said that. I never said that.
If you're looking for the GOAT of all that, that's Sean. Sean was like, that guy worship Messi. I don't want to have a conversation about that. That guy literally worship Messi, so I don't want to have a conversation about that.
He's like Messi's attorney.
If you don't win the World Cup or the Copa America, I don't want to have a conversation about Messi being the GOAT.
It's the same thing with Cristiano, though. The Cristiano fame they're not gonna say Cristiano played like trash against Porto, but we all saw it. Cristiano was absolutely garbage on that pitch.
Terrible, yeah.
It's like Juve were playing 10 versus 11. To be honest with you, that's that.
But then, I watched that Porto Juventus. You know what pissed me off in that match? The free kick, Ronaldo literally dunked, was like this.
I think that's a meme now. That
was what it was dunking. I was like, "Are you playing basketball? What are you doing, man?"
That's the most embarrassing performance I've seen from a player.
Yeah.
But
to be fair, it's on Pirlo. Why did he take off Chiesa? I don't understand why he did that.
Red Devil, do you honestly think he would take off Cristiano?
I mean, he's taken him off before, hasn't he?
But not in the Champions League game. That's
not
the
game. Maybe, I was too busy.
If you're being honest, if you're being honest, Chiesa did a lot in the game, and then when Kulusevski came on, he did more than Ronaldo has done in the whole tie in the first leg and the second leg in just 20 minutes.
Fact.
So
Hey,
for
why
me,
did they take off Chiesa?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah, Chiesa
scored,
and Kulusevski work better.
Right? Chiesa scored 2 goals. Oh, let's just take him off.
No,
Okay.
he scored 3 goals across.
When you are dealing with a 2 years apprenticeship, it's understandable. Lampard does the same thing too. So I understand Juventus. Lampard does the same thing, and I'm happy we have Roman. If it was Roman that was in Juventus, Pele would have been sacked long time ago.
Abdullahi, can I ask you something?
Why?
Lampard or Pirlo? you need to take one to Chelsea right now. You can't choose no one of them.
That's like, Hitler or Stalin. There's no really win-win there. That's nothing good. Get nothing good out of that.
Yeah, Martin's
you can edit that out. Yeah, edit that out.
Do you want to answer the questions, and then we're going to quickly move on to discuss one of the rising talents, Erling Haaland. But yeah, do you want to respond, Abdullahi?
Please, Roman, please. I'm begging you. Can you buy Haaland for me, please? Please. I don't want Abraham. Just get that guy out of my club, please. Please buy me Haaland, please. I am begging you. We know you have that money. Just tell Dortmund, I'm giving you 150. Give me Haaland. I don't mind. Giving
but what would happen to your goat Giroud though?
Giroud can sign one. It can sign 1 more year. It can sign 1 more year. 1 more year. And it's very good at coming from the bench. It's an upper stuff. Just give me Haaland. That guy is built for heavy league.
We might have seen as Abdullahi's gone. We might as well actually switch and actually talk about Erling Haaland as well. Actually, so I don't know about you, but when he scored that second goal from the penalty. And he started like berating the keeper. I mean, someone told me that I think when he missed, the keeper said something to him.
Yeah,
he did. He did.
Said something.
He had to retake it, which I think is quite interesting given other events elsewhere. But 2 goals. So I read this stat somewhere that this.
I think he's the top scorer in the UCL, right? He's the top scorer in the UCL, right?
But I read something like he has more goals for Dortmund and for his country and in the CL than he has appearances.
Yeah. I think he reached like.
That guy can break Ronaldo's record. He can literally break Ronaldo's record.
Sorry, Dane, what are you saying there? Sorry.
I think he already went 100 goals, senior goals. I think he already reached.
He's already got 100 senior goals.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them were with Mulder. Was it Mulder? Not Mulder. Salzburg or whoever he was at.
Well, he went to Mulder and then went to Salzburg. So
yeah, so some of them were in that league. But I mean, still, he's only like what? He was only how old when he was playing for Mulder and Salzburg? 17?
Yeah,
16.
18. Yeah.
He was a fetus back then. I mean, he still is. He's like,
you just look at him. Like, did you see the way he picked up Royce like a baby? After he scored, right? Like as if he was like a fly. Like this, he's not normal, He's really.
I mean, looks like someone from James Bond.
Let's quickly go around. How
he's like an experiment.
Dortmund's obviously defense is brickish. It's very, very brickish. It's awful. It's bad, and I don't think it's going to be able to get him through to CL. But if somehow, some way, he was able to get them, to a semi-final or possibly a final. Where would you rank, or where would you begin to rank Erling Haaland as a football player right now? Does he become a candidate for like maybe a Ballon d'Or nominee? Or they will talk about that later.
I don't think Erling Haaland can swear Dortmund to the semis because of that defense. If Sevilla if they were on lead from the first minute, Dortmund would have been out of that tie. Like from the very first half, it would have been game over. Sevilla literally pass. They were like possession, no end product. So I keep on like, this team can be beaten. Go at this team. Go at them. If Man City play this Dortmund, they're out. If Bayern play them, out. If PSG play this Dortmund team,
we're speculating here. We're just saying, but we're talking specifically about like Haaland and the fact that this guy whatever you say, he just keeps on scoring. And the thing is, and what I've noticed, and I'll come to Ahmed next, is that his actual overall game, and I think BD calls Core. Actually, you know what? Let's get Core on for because Core,
it's Core.
Core is known as BD. You obviously
Red Devil.
This is your team.
Why are you doing this? For Messi Milan to Bayern, for Barcelona to Borussia Dortmund now
This
to Bayern.
is the Dortmund guy. Like, what Cord would you consider going back to Dortmund if this guy hands
What are you saying, Mum?
Josh, what would you consider? What I'm trying to say? Yeah, cool. Would you consider going back to Dortmund, repping up Haaland if they win the CL of this guy? What are your thoughts, Core? Is he muted?
Core,
yeah, you there?
That guy is in Siberia. They need to induct him.
Core. Okay.
Work.
Okay, we'll move on. Okay, Ahmed, man, thoughts on Erling Haaland and this beast, man? What's going on?
Look, this guy is a very, very, very good player, a good goal scorer. You all know that I'm eye test guy, and to be honest, when I look at this guy, my brains hurt a bit. You know, he's pretty weird because when he has the ball, he's so clumsy. It doesn't look like he's a footballer, but in some way, he's so strong. He's behaved like an engine. He goes through any defense. I don't know how he's doing it, but like ability-wise, if I'm being honest, like I don't rate Ronaldo as being the best ability guy. Like overall, this guy is 100 times worse ability-wise than Ronaldo because Ronaldo 21, 19, 20, he was pretty good. So this guy is more as a big, strong target man who's very fast as well. I think he reminds me more of a Zlatan Ibrahimovic, if I'm being honest. That mentality, the athleticism he has. But for me, if I think he will beat the goal scoring record or not, it's hard to predict now because all the great goal scorers, Zlatan, Ronaldo, and these type of men, they adapt their play in the future because they won't be as fast, they won't be as strong, so they need to adapt the play.
Because
does he have the IQ for that? I don't know.
So like you could also say that to be fair to this guy, he is also playing in an inferior team. Yeah, I know they have Sancho, but really, aside from that, who really in that Dortmund side is really clutch or is going to really create the chances and opportunities of a higher level, if that makes any sense?
Yeah, but I actually think this system and this team suits him because it's a more counter-attacking team. He can use his pace. He can be strong in that system. Can he play against a low block? That's the question for me. I really don't know. If he comes to the Premier League, I don't know if he will be as effective. I think he thrives more in when he gets spaces and he can make those runs because he's strong, he's good at finishing, he's very fast. But other than that, he's a very good goal scorer, and you can't take it away from him. And for me, one of the best goal scorers right now. And you can't say that a player is not a good goal scorer when he has that record he has. But yeah, I prefer another young player over him, to be honest.
Is that a certain young player that happens to play for your club?
Yeah, one of the best players in the world, plays for a beautiful team.
Player.
He's about to win the CL as well. So,
we'll come to the predictions.
Guys, I did not say that, guys. Not me.
Do you say that? Elijah, I hear you say that Chelsea are favourites to win the CL.
I meant say Kylian Mbappe is gonna win the UCL. I did not say that. I am not that. That's not me.
Did you say that Chelsea?
I meant. Don't say that when the HH is there, please. That guy, we're gonna be in trouble if he said he's winning that UCL. HH is mad. That man is crazy. So don't say that. Don't say anything.
Does anyone else have any thoughts on Erling Haaland and like his potential and whether he can carry Dortmund through this Champions League campaign?
I just don't know why it's not Haaland, Sancho, Haaland, Mbappe, and Saka. That's the only thing I'm thinking of. But anyway, that's for another day, I guess.
I am thinking Mount, to be honest.
Who?
You take Mount over Haaland?
Bro, Mount, he has that work rate, man. He works so hard for the team. He's good at tackling. Yeah, he's the kind of mentality you want to your club.
We will fight. We will fight.
I'm a fan of Mason Mount too. I'm a big fan.
But Josh, Mason Mount, you know what Mason Mount like? he lacked end product. And Haaland has end product in which Mason is lacking. The same thing Kylian Mbappe.
He
Those
was
two of
good
them
against
has
Atletico.
what I know
He
it
was
was
very
against
good against
Atletico.
Atletico.
But it was class A against Everton because there was a chance he needs to make that quick decision. Should you pass or should you shoot? Just shoot. Don't make the kind of dumb. There was two players, Timo Werner on the right hand side, Kai Havertz on the left. Just make that pass. Simple.
He's playing in the toughest league, though. You know, he's playing in the toughest league. I mean, look at Sancho at Dortmund. Not saying that Sancho's not a great player, but would Sancho be as effective in the Premier League? You know, Mason Mount's playing at the top level every week in, week out, maintaining fitness.
I won't lie. He has been our best player. I will not lie. But my issue with Mason Mount is his end product consistently.
Yeah.
He needs to improve on that end product. He needs to.
I get the record, so, and I'm going to talk Mason Mount second. I get we bring up Mason Mount at least like once in this book. So that shows how good of a player he is, given how many times
that's true
that we bring up.
We brought him up like 3 times right now.
Yeah, exactly. And in recent shows as well. Let's quickly move on to AC Milan. Obviously, United took a massive L, and to be honest, I hold my hands up. We're completely outplayed and dominated by this AC Milan side.
We need to have a discussion about the VAR and officiating. For me, that wasn't an handball. It was accident. I won't call it like a.
I mean, a Chelsea fan talking about a handball when the
same thing too.
Like, let's chill. You know,
it's 50-50 for me.
Abraham was a handball. You didn't get it, and you know it happens. You know, but
Redo, can I go first because I need to go after this?
Yeah, go on.
This game was beautiful to watch because it shows my point. The Premier League being boring, the big teams being boring. Just sitting back against AC Milan, that is a good team, but it isn't a scary team. Like I would think that Ole would go more offensively. Being don't being as pragmatic as it was, especially in the first half. That was an awful first half by United, and they couldn't even pass the ball. AC Milan was having fun with United that game, and Abdullah is 100% correct. How was that handball? Like I have seen it 100 times. I still can't see the handball.
That's ridiculous.
And you even see the ball after hitting Kessie that his shirt is moving. So it shows that he hit the shirt, not the hand.
And doesn't it have to be clear and obvious?
Yeah, that's the thing. You couldn't see it in any of the angles. And
no.
Even I think they should have got a penalty as well when Kessie got dragged in the box, in my opinion. But overall, I think it was a deserved draw for Milan. I think they should have even got to win because they missed a lot of chances.
Well, so did Manchester United.
Yeah, United had big chances, even though they didn't play good. Harry Maguire bricked it, and Daniel James bricked it. But
that's the interesting thing. It could have easily been 3-0 to Manchester United. Like we were terrible, but if Maguire actually doesn't end up in the net and Daniel James scores, it could easily have also been 3-0 as well. So, but yeah, you're right. I agree with you. Go on, Ahmed.
And the funny thing is, United fans, they always need an excuse. They can't blame on themselves, on their players. So their excuse is we have injuries. But have you seen AC Milan's injuries? Like those injuries you guys have, they're not even starting players for you. I'm hearing Van de Beek. They haven't even started for like 2-3 months, and you're expecting to start now. No, that is not an excuse. AC Milan, they don't have Zlatan. They have Theo Hernandez, one of the best left backs in the world. Benacer, the best midfielder this season. They're missing big players, man. Yeah, Çalhanoğlu as well. So for me, Milan will crush AC they will crush United in San Siro, man.
Fair enough. Honest assessment, Ahmed. Are you heading off now? Or you?
Yeah, I need to go, guys.
Go on, right. Take care, man. Ahmed. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me, man.
No worries. See you in a bit. See you later.
See you, bro. Take care.
I mean, I'm not going to give a sort of a post-match deconstruction. Oh wait, cause what's this? SB says AC Milan made Oli look stupid yesterday. Love you, bro. United midfield was trash. I agree. I mean,
Let me go. Can I go?
Oh yeah, go on, Damien, go on.
Yeah, I mean, like AC Milan, it was a good performance by them, especially away from home. Not really having their main players, and they played well. And they got it. They got what they deserved. That away goal. United pretty much crumbled couldn't get through the last hurdle, and this is many reasons why I think Man U needs to improve on, because mentality-wise, they're very bad at this. Because they always like whenever like they're playing bad, they can never like sneak like a 2-1 or 1-0 win. They always crumble at the final hurdle, most times. And
I don't know. I think that's a bit harsh from United over this season, like especially with the comebacks that they've had. But I do see a point in general, like that it's that is specifically against Leipzig and certain defensive outlets. But what am I trying to say here? It was obviously a terrible performance by Manchester United, but I do think that people did go almost to the complete other extreme, where it was almost like the way people were describing this was almost like United lost the game 4-0, and I was like, okay, yes, we played badly, it was a 1-1, but it's still only 1-1. Like it's not. They would have probably had to score in the way they anyway. Like, and United will probably have some of their key players, maybe not all of us, back for that time. So I think the reaction that everything was absolutely dire and awful and United are going backwards, especially having the weekend just beaten Manchester City and being unbeaten away from home for so long. I don't know, but this is about AC.
Yeah. Go
on, Josh.
I agree with what you're saying. Like the most spoiled fans, I would say Arsenal, United, and maybe, I don't know, maybe Chelsea fans. I'm not sure. But, because Man United have had success for so long. Obviously, Arsenal had a bit of success under Wenger. And, like, any little thing is, like, so bad. Like, literally, you just beat Man City. Like, Man City haven't lost in, 20-something games? They just beat Man City. And they didn't play. I mean, they didn't play amazing, but you guys had injuries, blah, et cetera, et cetera. And like some of these fans, talking about how bad it was. I mean, you could have won. Realistically, it could have been 3-1 or something like that. You took your chances. So I don't know. I think people are just spoiled these days. And a lot of it is, if you look at Twitter, I mean, a lot of it's like teenage and stuff like that. They're just trolling. A lot of them, with football AVIs. No, but it's just. But some people are just they sometimes just bandwagon it. If one person has a strong opinion about something, 50 other people will jump on it and say, "Yeah, I agree." Even sometimes you have to. Right. Sometimes you have to think objectively and just be like, well, it's like this. Sorry to digress, but with the kind of with Arteta has like a cult following. I think he's a good manager. I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal, but I think he's a good manager. But you have a lot of these people, Arsenal fans, that treat him as if he's like an Arsenal legend, and I'm like, no, Bergkamp, Henry, Perez, Ljungberg, these were Arsenal legends. Emery did a far better job than Arteta because.
Arteta is an Everton, more of an Everton legend, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's an Everton legend, if let's put it, maybe he's even, he played for PSG and all these clubs. He's not an Arsenal legend. I don't know where that came from. What? Because he won an FA Cup. So did,
he was the captain.
He was the captain that won the FA Cup, though.
I guess
does that make him a legend? Wigan won the FA Cup and got relegated. I don't buy all that with these Arsenal fans. But anyway, I digress.
Fair enough. Oh, if you want, head over to Core Football TV and support his channel and support him. It's in the comments. What was I going to say? So let's just quickly move on. Obviously, we're talking about AC Milan, and it'll be interesting to see what the return leg is going to be, as we've just almost come to the end of things. Nominees for Ballon d'Or. And then we'll just do some brief predictions for the upcoming Champions League games.
Josh, take that picture. Take that your avatar. Take that avatar.
Learner, man.
Finding Timo.
Finding Timo. Learner, man, learner.
All right, my bad. Hold on.
You spent 50, but anyway, let's start like so. I know it's not the end of the season, but like we are obviously still in March, and you still need to think about these things. So I am curious, you guys, if I were to say top 5 right now, you think from what they've done so holistically in the last year. So don't. It's, I think from Ballon d'Or, it's not. It covers the what period is it? Does it cover the whole year? But it goes into the previous season, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of dips, into like the previous season. Also, international. You never know tournaments. You never know. Like maybe like Belgium will win it, and like KDB is like the MVP of the tournament, and that maybe like push him like even further for the Ballon d'Or.
So who would you say is the like I'm just going round? So I'll start with Abdullahi first. Your top 5 players, top 5 nominees, who you think are on the front runners to potentially win the Ballon d'Or this season?
Lewandowski, Kylian Mbappe, and then Haaland, Bruno Fernandes, and Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay. What has KDB done though this season?
I mean, I think he has like 10 assists in the Premier League, but I guess that's really it.
And Bruno has more assists as well.
Yeah, I think
But I don't understand the competition.
We're not going to go KDB versus Bruno because I mean that's
it's long. But that's why I choose those 5. Those 5. That's why that's why my 5 for me. If they have to choose, but I know FIFA and I know UEFA. That thing is rigged. They will literally get to Kylian Mbappe if he wins that UCL. I am sure of that. I am so sure.
Damien,
it's rigged.
Who are your top 5, Damien? You think nominees?
I'm gonna try and like even it out. Make sure like I don't go like attack heavy.
Damien, so don't shout. Don't say Messi amount. I'm begging you, please. please.
You just gave me the idea. So obviously, I think Lewandowski is going to be in there. The reason why I won't say Haaland is because I don't think they'll go far in the Champions League. I mean, he'll probably be in like top 10 nominees, but I don't think top 5. But I think Mbappe too. I feel like he'll be in there. I think Diaz. Diaz has pretty much helped Man City's deficiencies. So I think he should deserves a shout.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of hard.
It is, yeah, I know. Based on the have now, but yeah.
Because like we also have to like take into consideration of international tournaments. You never know. It's like someone can like pop off. In like the Euros, Copa. You never know. But
well. I mean, obviously, the United fan. I feel my bias here, but Portugal obviously have got a pretty solid team going in. If Bruno Fernandes comes clutch in the Euros for Portugal, does he now become a contender for Ballon d'Or?
Oh, definitely.
As long as Ronaldo is playing for the Portugal, I don't think it will come as a contender, because if Ronaldo wins the Euro, forget about this Ronaldo era is over. It will be officially the Ballon d'Or winner, because that was the international trophy. That's what they care about. Ronaldo is still playing in Portugal. I don't know how
it depends if he does something. If he does nothing, if he does nothing and like scores like a penalty, like the final.
He has so many players around him, though. He will do something in Portugal, because there's Bruno, there's Bernardo Silva, João Felix, Diego Jota. There's so many players around him that can make him score goals. Not those kind of bomb midfielder he has in Juventus. He has so many creative players in Portugal that can give him that ball, that can score goals. So he could do something in Hero.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna put Fernandes in there. And my last one, I want to say Messi, but I don't think he will. I mean, it depends if we win La Liga, which I don't think we will. But it's not really like a clear favorite. But I'll just say 4 because I can't really figure out top 5.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Josh, what are your thoughts on your top 5 Ballon d'Or nominees you think might be
I think number 1, Kylian Mbappe.
Okay.
Yeah, he should. Because I think PSG probably going to get to the. Even if he doesn't get to the UCL final, they're going to win the league. I think maybe actually. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But you know, he's just amazing. I don't think Haaland is going to get in contention this year, just because you know, if it was just based on goals, I mean, Ciro Immobile would have been in nominations last year. You know, so. And you know, and obviously he's a good player. You know, no spite to him. I'm just saying, you know, it's not just based off goals. Lewandowski will obviously be there. Lewandowski. I have a feeling if City manage to progress very far, if they win the league and progress far in the Champions League, KDB could be up there. And you know, you'll say that, you know, he hasn't got as many assists as Bruno and things like that, but you know, you have to remember it's a popularity contest too, and not many people know who Ruben Diaz is outside of Premier League fans and etc. Whereas, you know, the whole world probably knows who Kevin De Bruyne is, right? So that's my thinking on that. So I think I've said 3: KDB, Lewandowski, Mbappe.
Maybe?
I'm going to throw in a wild card there. I'm thinking Luis Suarez, because Atletico could win the league.
See if actually, that's a fair point. So, but I mean, do you think Atletico going to get through Chelsea though?
It's going to be.
We're going to next week.
I don't know, man.
Chill. We're going to next week.
Wait till next week, man. It's. I don't know, man.
It's a good shout though. If Suarez wins,
if they wins the La Liga, maybe that's a good shout.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if he wins the La Liga, yeah,
and goes far in the CL,
and even if he doesn't go far in the CL, I mean, winning the Liga after dominance of Real Madrid and Barca, that's and then 5th, Bukayo Saka. So yeah,
the biases.
Well, obviously, I'm gonna go for my 5. I'm gonna put Bruno in there, but I think that's probably gonna be contingent on. I think if he
Bruno will determine on them, and it will depend on the hero, because if United doesn't win the Europa League, and Bruno will do well, I'm sure of that, because he's a very talented player. But my problem is the hero. When the hero comes in, if Cristiano Ronaldo outshines Bruno Fernandes in the hero, it won't go far in the Ballon d'Or. It will not. Because we know Ronaldo is a goal machine. He's a goal scorer. He can score from anywhere. People may say score tappings, but this year hero is very critical, because that's where it's going to expose some players. Some goals is going to get exposed a lot. Some goals, I don't want to mention that name, but some goals is getting exposed. This year hero, they are getting exposed a lot. They are.
Fair enough. What were they before? Mbappe, obviously, as people already said, and especially given that it's a French trophy, so I think they probably want to try and give it to him as much as they would like. Who else would come up? Lewandowski as well, possibly maybe Neuer. I would also argue again based on the Euros. So if he comes up, because to be fair to Neuer, he did come up clutch in the Champions League season. He made a lot of key saves, and if he continues that in this season and does it for Germany, you know, you've got to put Neuer up there, I think, as well. I think I like Josh's idea of Suarez, but I think that's contingent on Atletico winning the league and progressing in the Champions League. I think that's a good shout. I still think you've got to assume Neymar.
Yeah.
I think that if Neymar comes back, if he balls in the rest of the Champions League, Abdullah, you're muted.
Are you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, man.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Continue.
No, I was just saying, Neymar. I mean, if Neymar, because to be honest, in that group stage, I actually thought Neymar was PSG's better player. I think if Neymar hadn't come back, I think PSG possibly might not be where they are today. But obviously against Barca, yes, PSG destroyed Barca, well, more so in the first leg, and he had a good performance. But I don't think he's necessarily going to get that amount of space and that amount of time, that amount of focus against other teams, given how brickish Barca's defense are. You know, so
I think I can have an argument by saying yes, Neymar has been pivotal for PSG, but the bot is been injured. Kylian Mbappe has been outshining Neymar this year. That is an edge in which he has as a player, because people say
Neymar's only been injured since he missed maybe 1 or 2 CL games. So
yeah, people will look at it overall and say Mbappe has been outshining in UCL than Neymar. Yeah, people will say Neymar has been, but Mbappe has been consistent. That's what people want to see. The Ballon that people want to see. He has been consistent. And remember, Mbappe is French. That gives him overall edge over everything. He is French. He's a prodigal. So that's what people are gonna see. He's French. Like now, you have to go to Kylian Mbappe.
Fair enough. Let's just quickly round off. So I know July, you're doing show afterwards as well. So let's just it's just quick Champions League predictions next week. Now, as far as I'm aware,
can we wait till next week? Can we wait till next week? I don't want to get after them.
We'll focus on the two big games, because I think let's not, there's no point in talking about City and Bayern Munich. Let's be real. Those ties are dead. They're done. Atalanta versus Real Madrid first. Obviously, Real Madrid are ahead, I think 1-0, isn't it? I think, if I recall, but they've got the away goal. How do you guys see this game going? Do you think that, because Atalanta obviously were down to 10 men from a decision that I, to be honest, thought was harsh, because I don't think that he was quite clear on goal, in my opinion. But so with 11 men, and playing with 11 men for goodness knows for how long, is this going to be a struggle for Madrid? Who do you see going through, Damien?
I mean, Real Madrid, they do have a couple of players coming back.
Okay.
Hazard, Rodrigo, Ramos is coming back.
Do you say Hazard's coming back?
I mean, sorry.
I'm saying that when you say Hazard, I'm like, right, the advantage is already gone to Atalanta. Okay, fine. So, but sorry, go on, man.
Yeah, they're getting their players back right now, so it won't be like a depleted. You're not gonna see like players like Vinicius and like freaking Mariano in attack for Real Madrid. So it's gonna be interesting. Atalanta, they did get one of their main midfielders, out for a second leg from the red, if I'm not mistaken. So they're gonna have to choose one of their bench players. I mean, it's gonna be interesting because I want to see what Real Madrid is gonna set up.
Okay.
Especially with Ramos. Are they gonna go all out and try and finish the tie, or are they just gonna be a little cautious, just play counter? Because Atalanta, they are 1-0 down. They're gonna have to go out and play ball.
Well, the thing is, they played pretty good when they were even down to 10 men against. That's what surprised me. I think they played. It's natural that after about 60, 70 minutes, you're going to be a bit more defensive and not run and make rules because the players are tired. But even after they got the man sent off, they were still a threat. So that's why I feel like with 11 players, and I presume, I don't know what happened with Ilicic coming on or coming off, for what's going on with that. But if he balls and they get into gear, it won't be easy for Real Madrid, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure if Casemiro is playing because he is. Whenever he is, getting pressed, he can lose balls. He's not press resistant. So if he is playing, they're gonna have to go for him. Make sure that press high. Because this Real Madrid team, it's not the best. So to be honest, I'm sticking with 1-1. I feel like Real Madrid is just gonna sneak by. I don't think Atalanta, has enough in them. I mean, they can certainly, beat them, but I feel like that Real Madrid with their players coming back, I think they'll get the job done, just about. But depends who they get in the quarterfinals, because if they get like a Bayern, sorry, but it's probably gonna be an easy. Yeah, I mean, it won't be like a blowout, but it'll be quite easy for, a Bayern to like handle this Real Madrid team.
Fair. Josh, Real Madrid, Atalanta. Sorry, thoughts? How's this game going?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Atalanta were cheated, man. That wasn't a red card. We had this discussion, I think 2 weeks ago, whatever. It just wasn't a red card, so it kind of give a sour taste to the tie, the first leg, because honestly, I mean, Atalanta are such a great attacking team, and I mean, I forgot who. What was that? Like a fly or something? Sorry. Sorry. I lost my train of thought. I forgot who was playing in defense that game for Real Madrid. Anybody remember?
I think it was Militao and Varane.
There you go. So if Atlanta would have attacked those two, they would have been guaranteed goals in that game for sure. Militao is not good. Varane's he's good, but he's nothing.
Bad, man.
Yeah, Militao's very bad, very, very bad. And Varane is, he's great next to Ramos, but that's about it. So it was unfair, man. I hate when a tie, and I just hated how he gave the red card straight away. Didn't
even review.
Didn't even check for a second.
That's what surprised me, because I was always, from my understanding of VAR, is that every red card should be is checked by VAR. That was my understanding of it. Like every straight red, if it's 2 yellows, I think that's a bit different. But if it's a straight red, it is often always checked by VAR. So it's the first time in a while I've seen someone give a straight red and then not be checked by VAR when it's not arguably that clear. Obviously, if someone kicks in the head, you don't have to check VAR.
That's I mean, that's an extra 50,000 in his pocket. Trying to get Real Madrid to progress, maybe 50,000, 100,000, I don't know. So I just hate when games are spoiled by red cards. That, I mean, for me, even if he eventually looked at VAR and gave it a red card, okay, but he didn't hesitate. He just gave it straight away. He didn't, let me slow down, assess the situation. Nah, he just bang, red card without even thinking about it. And I hate that. Because Atalanta would have definitely been in the game. They literally had to defend for 90 minutes. And to be honest, they did well to keep it 1-0. So I think it would be a nice little kind of justice for me, for Atlanta to at least score, make it a game. Even if they lose, I want to see what they're made of, because they were clearly cheated in that first leg. So I'm going to go 1-1 and extra time. Yeah, I'm going to go, So Atalanta 1-0 and then I'm going to go extra time.
Right, and just to round us off, Abdullahi, I want you all your thoughts just briefly on Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea. Chelsea with that advantage going forward. Do you think that Tuchel will carry Atletico Madrid over the line, or will Diego Simeone actually allow his team to attack? What are your thoughts?
I think the chances we have is we are playing at home. That gives us more chances. I don't want anything other than win. I can take 1-0 flop win. I don't mind. 2-1 flop win. I don't mind. All I want is a W. Any other thing apart from that, no, I'm not taking that. I just want to win. That's it. I just want to win. I don't care if it's gonna be flop win or anything. Just give me that W. I know we'll be playing very well, though. What we're lacking in this team is just a pure number 9 that can score that goals. We're creating chances. It's not that we're not creating. We're creating small chances, but the problem is we need that vocal point, that number 9 that can like get that ball into the net. That's what we've been lacking. That's what we've been lacking. But I believe Tuchel as a manager, I kind of like him and the way he kind of does his stuff as a manager. It kind of impressed me. So I would love kind of the way he wants to approach the match. So we have to wait and see. But I believe we have the chance to go to, because we are just mainly because we are home. That give us the edge. I'm like, yes, because the playoffs will be up for it. Like, yes, we have no choice than to win.
Fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough. Right, okay. Thanks everyone for coming on the show. Remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Hopefully we'll be back next week for another Red Devil Live podcast. Thanks everyone that was watching in the comments, that'll be watching not live, and obviously the panel, the amazing panel, answer the questions. Take care, everyone. Have a good weekend, and cheers.